Hello, welcome to Purple Cat Network. I make videos of my miniature craft projects, focusing not just on my successes, but also my mistakes, because we're human and we're not perfect. Before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more miniature content and fails from me. Today's video is a bit more of a fail video. As you know, I have been working on Emily's Flower Shop. Now, there's two versions of Emily's Flower Shop, the old version and the new version. The older version has a lot more fiddly items, and this is the version I have. Not intentionally, it's just what my local craft shop happened to have, and I didn't know at the time there was two versions. Overall, I'm happy I have the older version because I do prefer to have more of a DIY component to my mini builds, but man, some of the items have broken me, specifically the wire furniture, which is the focus of this video. It has been slow going the past couple of weeks because I may have had a few meltdowns.
This broke me.
I have in the past stated I thought I was pretty good at making wire furniture, which today I will take back. Let's get started from easiest to hardest with the half table. This table involved bending 3 wires to make legs, tying them together with shrink wrap and then gluing to the base. Pretty simple, right? Well, bending the wire was okay, although the champagne wire provided in this kit is very soft and quickly bends out of shape. It's the same wire that is used for the metal rack, which I did a few weeks ago. But it is a simple bend with 3 curls at the bottom that meets the base of the table. Gluing is also a challenge with wire. So far, the best thing I've used is UV resin. In hindsight, I probably should have used masking tape to stick the wire to the base of the table while gluing, because in the end, I just glued it wherever it would sit still. And it looks fine, but it's not textbook. I had to reshape the wire once the table was standing to get it to sit straight. As you can see, the legs are a little uneven. Next up, the iron table. This table involved bending wire to stick to the cardboard top, which was a bit more challenging, and you'll notice I left some wire out. The table has 4 legs, which are meant to be joined together in the middle with another piece of wire. I decided, for the purposes of this activity, that it was not structurally necessary and therefore not worth the pain of trying to stick wire to wire in a 3D format. And I was right. Bending the wire for this table was again fairly straightforward, and it was shrink wrapped together, which I honestly prefer because it avoids gluing it, which I hate. Sticking the table to the cardboard was a little trickier, mostly because I had a lot of trouble holding the wire in place while gluing it. I used UV resin again to get it to set, and then I went over the top with another longer drying glue just to make sure that sucker wasn't moving. As you can see, it does not look pretty. I was getting quite impatient by this time and starting to rush. Again, after it was dry, I had to reshape the wire to get it to sit even. Overall, it does look okay, but it's not exactly the same as the instructions. And finally, the thing that broke me, the tall stool. I had 3 meltdowns over several days and then quit fully for almost a week because of this stool.
Well, guess what? I just drove my car into a lake.
The biggest problem with this stool is it requires you to glue wire to wire to wire, and wire just does not like glue. The best thing I found again was UV glue, but for some reason it was still not fully adhering. When I first made it, I was so mad about the wire furniture. I rushed it, and instead of decanting my glue into a dish and then lightly applying it to my furniture, I just poured it on like gravy, set it, and was horrified of the results. I had so much resin stuck to it, it looked awful, so I started again. There wasn't enough wire in the kit to redo it, but I had some spare black wire that was almost identical, maybe about 1 millimeter thicker, and I used that instead. So I redid it, this time applying small amounts of UV resin, using masking tape to keep everything in place, but as soon as I tried to remove the masking tape, it just fell apart as there was not enough resin holding it. So I tried a third time after another meltdown, and
I vomited somewhere in this room. I don't remember where though.
This time I applied the resin. I also applied backup glue and let it sit for 24 hours. The next day I went back, and as I'm peeling off the tape, it breaks again. Okay, third time, more resin, more glue, and I vowed the next time I took the tape off I would do it so gently nothing was going to break, like I was performing surgery. It held together, but the other problem I had was this stool has wire supports in between the legs, which I had attempted to glue to one side whilst it was laying down, only to realise my measurements were off and they were too long, so I had to trim them, and in the process, the whole thing broke again. So more UV resin and another meltdown later.
I'm sorry I'm late. I was busy burning down a Panda Express that I had fallen in love with.
I had successfully stuck my wire together and to the base of the chair, but I wasn't confident how secure it was, so I applied even more glue to the base of the chair and let it dry before turning it over. I only had to manipulate the legs slightly to get it to sit even, and I was able to do so without breaking it again, and it did survive me gluing the plants on top of it and securing it into the flower shop. Though, if a slight breeze came through, I'm not confident it would survive. Now, I don't have any great tips or solutions for this one, other than just take your time, don't pour glue on like gravy, and expect that it may not look exactly as advertised. Or you could just buy the new version of Emily's Flower Shop and not make anything out of wire at all. And just when I thought I was finished with fiddly items requiring lots of patience, I was met with the candlestick, the oil can, and the oil lamp. But that's for another day. So there you have it, my wire failures that have held me back for a few weeks. But it's onwards and upwards from here. Emily's Flower Shop is coming together. I still have billions of plants to make, which I wish I had decided to make out of polymer clay instead of paper, but maybe that's a project for a different time. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more of my mini builds, failures, successes, and thoughts. Thanks for watching.